How's it going, everybody? Absolute gorgeous day today. You can see it through the panoramic glass roof in the car. I hope you're having the opportunity to enjoy such a fantastic day wherever you are. And today we are going to talk about some of the things that I get asked about all the time. It seems to be more frequent recently, but I think it's because of the gas prices being so high. But what is it like to actually own a Tesla and drive it on your day-to-day, every day? So we're going to jump into that, get started, and dive right in. Sit back, relax. You guys are watching the Tall Tesla Guy. So like I said, I get asked about this all the time, whether it's in comments from friends, from family members, all that sort of stuff. What is it like to own a Tesla? But probably what they're actually asking is, what's it like to own an all-electric vehicle? Because you guys know that the Tesla, now this is a Model Y, but every single Tesla version, whether it's Model S, 3, X, Y, when the Cybertruck comes out, if it ever does, this Tesla Semi, they are 100% electric. It's not a hybrid, there's no gas in it at all. In fact, there's no engine, right? It has dual motors, mine does anyway, one in the front, one in the back, and it's got a battery pack underneath the seat. But outside of just being a car, it is a change. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you saying that it's not, because when I first got it, I had normal kind of apprehensions going from traditional gas vehicles that I've had my entire life to an all-electric vehicle. How is it gonna handle? Is it gonna be zippy when I'm driving around? Is it gonna be fun to drive? Is there gonna be enough space in it? You know, all of those things kind of come into play when you're thinking about something that's different or something that's a deviation from anything you've ever had your entire life, which is a gas vehicle in my case. And all of that stuff I thought about. And then the main thing that I thought about, and I think everybody talks about this, is range anxiety. Range anxiety is a huge thing. And if you're not familiar with the term, it's basically just worrying about running out of charge, running out of power for your car, just like you would with running out of gas in your gas vehicle. However, in the case of electric vehicles, as you guys know, we don't have charging stations on every corner. In spite of what Tesla's trying to do, they're not there yet. Though they have more charging stations that are faster than any other electric vehicle provider, certainly, and then any other electric vehicle service network has currently, right? So there's upwards of 30,000 chargers that they're planning on having nationwide by the end of next year. They're well on their way to getting that, and they have no doubts that they'll actually make it there. So outside of that, you think about it to yourself, there's a gas station. In fact, I drove by 2 already, and I'm not even halfway to where I'm going. So it makes you think about it. What happens if I run out of charge? It's not like they can come out, you know, AAA can't come out and just plug in my car, though they're getting to that point, but they can't just plug in and give me an extra charge to get to a charging station or my house. So how do I handle all that stuff? Well, one of the things with Tesla is that unlike other, I don't know, traditional gas vehicle manufacturers, Tesla only produce electric vehicles. So they didn't start with a gas vehicle and change it over and put a battery in it and make it an electric vehicle. They just started with electric vehicles. And before they even had their first car on the road, before the Model S was out there, pretty close anyway, they started producing their supercharger network. That's one thing that's proprietary to Tesla currently anyway, is a supercharger network. Now they're stationed, that's the 30,000 charging units that I was talking about in the beginning, and they're stationed all over the country. And they're basically everywhere where you want to be or where they think you want to be, along all the major highways. Now they started in California as a company, so the largest collection of superchargers are there, but they quickly spread out from there. Now they've been in the business for over 10 years now. The Model S came out around 2012. And at that time, they had a limited number of superchargers outside of California, but they were growing quickly because they knew that people were going to be taking it outside of California, hitting the road, heading east, and kind of touring around with it. And that was the idea, and that was the plan. That was the plan from the beginning, to get those. So I can say, like, we've lived in, well, since we bought our first Model Y in Ohio, we live in Maine now. Everywhere in between, we never had an issue with superchargers. We never had an issue with charging. Getting into Maine, we went camping into the remote regions of northwestern Maine, and there was a supercharger at the closest town that we were going to, conveniently enough. Now, it was along sort of a highway or a trucking route, so it sort of made sense, but it was super convenient. And even outside of that, the car comes with a plug. It comes with a plug that'll plug into a 110. So you can plug it right into the wall of your house or wherever your vehicle is staying. Now, it will charge really slowly if you plug it into a 110. You only get about 3 to 5 miles per hour of recouped range. Now, the car itself can hold 326, it's touted, 326 miles. It's probably closer to about 280 to 290. And that's real world testing, maybe not racing anybody, average temperatures outside, that sort of stuff that doesn't draw on the battery too heavily, but about 280, 290 miles. And you get about 3 to 5 miles of recouped range plugging it into a 110 outlet. Now, I ran a 240 outlet to my garage at home, and it gives me about 30 miles per hour, which is fantastic. It's more than enough. I was driving about an hour to work each way and using about half the battery in my daily commute to the office. And it was more than enough to give me quickly to recharge the car up overnight. So when I jumped in it, I had a brand, basically like getting a fresh battery. It's like having a full tank of gas when you wake up in the morning. It was super nice. So never had an issue there. But more importantly, when I took it on a road trip, didn't have an issue there either. And I know there's countless videos out there where people are talking about even going further from Maine to California, from Chicago down to Florida, stuff like that. There's supercharger network all the way. And one of the convenient features of the Tesla, inside of the navigation screen that you have in this big center infotainment system, is it navigates you based on the superchargers along your way, because it knows how much charge you have and how much charge you'll have left over once you get there. And it will actually navigate you around the streets, around the highways anyway, to get to supercharging stops to not only charge up, but to spend the least amount of time possible there. So you might pull into one and only charge for 5 minutes, make it to the next one and charge for 10 minutes, or you can bypass superchargers and spend a little bit more time there. And one thing that we found, you can kind of see back here, we have a baby seat, and you guys watch my other videos, I have a toddler now anyway. And it's easier for my wife and I to sit at a supercharger, grab some lunch, just watch some YouTube and hang out, than it is for my my toddler to sit comfortably back there and be happy the entire time. So what I'll say though is, when we park, we get out, we run and get some food. A lot of times the superchargers are in convenient locations near fast food, near Walmart, Target, whatever it is, so you can do some shopping while you're waiting. Or like I said, you can just fire up Disney Plus, I can fire up Hulu, I can fire up Netflix, we can put shows on for her to watch, family to watch together, that sort of thing. And the time goes by without, time just flies by, honestly. It was something I worried about in the beginning, and it's not something I even think about now. Now, I plan my routes when I travel. I plan my trips just like I would with a gas vehicle. I want to make sure that I'm going to make it there without running out of charge, or like I wouldn't want to run out of gas. So I still plan my routes, but the whole range anxiety thing was gone faster than the first week I got the vehicle. It is not something that I even think about. It's not something that I even worry about moving forward. So I can say, at least with Teslas, range anxiety is not something I think about. Now, I know other electric vehicles, they don't have the range that Tesla has. So if you're not getting the range, you want to make sure that the car is, equipped to handle whatever you need to do on a day-to-day basis, whether it's, driving an hour to the office or just kind of cruising around town and picking up groceries, stuff like that. So you really need to make sure that it's going to have the range for you. But I'll say Tesla has the most range of any electric vehicle out there, and it never became an issue for me. So outside of that kind of thing, I mean, you get in the car, people do this every time they first jump in, this panoramic glass roof, you can see it behind me. It's an amazing feature of the Model Y, which is what I have here. All I see is the panoramic roof when I look up, and when I look down, I have an unimpeded view of the road in front of me. Now, I'm 6'5", this is not in my face. I have plenty of leg room, which is a huge concern to me when we got the vehicle. I want to make sure that I fit in it. Baby has plenty of space. My wife has plenty of space. And then we have plenty of space for all the stuff that comes along with a toddler and traveling and all that kind of stuff. We also have a very large golden retriever, and he fits more than comfortably in the back, which is fantastic. So when we take him on trips, it's great. So, people get in, they see that. They also see this center console that is this infotainment screen. There's no heads-up display in front of you. There's no bifurcated dash, they call it, where you have like the odometer and the tachometer and the fuel gauges and stuff like that directly in front of you. Now, I know you can get some aftermarket accessories to put that there. In fact, Hansshow sells them. There's quite a few companies that sell these aftermarket accessories to get it in front of you if you need it. But I'll tell you, like, I noticed it in the very beginning, but then it was gone as soon as I got in the car. So without even using my peripheral vision, looking in front of me, I can easily see how fast I'm going. I can see the directions, I can see the map, all that kind of stuff, because it's right in your face. It's not something that took any time for me to get used to. And I'll say, like, too, the car has all these features in it that can put, alarms in there if you're going faster than you wanted to, faster than your pre-programmed speed. It's got autopilot, enhanced autopilot, all of that kind of stuff that you can add to the vehicle if you wanted to, that takes care of all that stuff for you so that you can really just kind of focus on the road and focus on what you're doing. You don't have to be constantly looking at the screen. It's not something that's an issue, and it's not something that I even noticed, honestly, once I got past, the first day of driving in it. So, looking back on it, I always try to add or end some videos like this to say, like, would I buy it again? And I would say 100%. In fact, I did. Right, so I had my first one, and then we were both at home working. It was mid-pandemic. I didn't necessarily need the other car, so we ended up selling it, and then I ordered one right away. And then by the time we got to Maine, where we are now, my new one arrived, and I was ready to go. So I would not only buy it again, like I said, I did buy it again, and we would buy it again after this. It's such an enjoyable ride. I love driving in the vehicle. I actually enjoy it. My wife is super comfortable in here too, and we'll just go on trips where we just drive around. Helps the toddler fall asleep a little bit, which is awesome too. But it's just a fun vehicle to have. It's a fun vehicle to drive. And as far as electric vehicles in general go, I don't miss going to the gas station. I'll tell you that 100%. Even if it wasn't even if it wasn't $5.15 a gallon here, I definitely don't miss going to the gas station. So either way, I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, week, month, and that you're able to put a smile on your face out there and just kind of enjoy things. So have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching. This one's for Mom.